Pregame.com.
Denver -3 at Buffalo. All right, Marco, we got Brian Leonard in the wings here. So, Brian, if you have any disagreements, keep to yourself, okay? All right.
He's bashful now.
Yeah. Denver, here's the question. Well, first, who do you like and why? Let's get to your pick, and then we'll break it down.
I'm not going to actually take the game, but as I did last week, we talked about value. I think there's tremendous value teasing the Buffalo Bills this year.
All right, so you're at 3, so you're not teasing through 3, but you're teasing off 3, through 6, through 7, 6-point teaser.
Well, in this instance, this is one of the ones where I would actually pay the extra juice and go for a 7-point teaser because I want to get to 10. It's such a key number to have a full 10.
I haven't done the math on that, but okay. So you like, in general, you lean Buffalo, and since it's around this number, you're more inclined to tease because you can have some positive EV teases. Okay. My question is this. I know you don't do power rankings per se, but in your opinion of Denver, did it go up, down, or stay neutral after last week?
To me, and I only got to see 3/4 of the game because I was bored.
The first 3 quarters?
First 3 quarters. It stayed the same for me. I didn't bring it down.
I think that's a fair assessment. And if anything, if we're talking tenths of a point, it went up a little bit for me. Listen, Patriots played a great game, and if Denver fumbles a couple times, they're going to have trouble beating anyone. The whole point is they don't do that. But I'll tell you right now and you're starting to hear the X's and O's guys on ESPN that really know what they're doing, that watch the film, that they're saying Tebow has improved massively as a passer in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And they've also made the point that what Tebow's doing in the designed runs, now I'm just regurgitating what I'm hearing from Dilfer, is the guy talking about this specifically. So no credit for me, I don't watch the 22-man film. But he's saying that the difference between Randall Cunningham or Michael Vick is that for the most part, because they're not as durable, they ran when the play broke down. Right. They're saying with Denver, with these design runs, and just the simple mathematics of who's got to cover who and the double option and all this stuff, is that to be ready for those design runs forces you to play certain pass coverages that mean if you're even a competent quarterback, you're going to do fine. And he's become competent. To me, I think this team, I'm higher on them, maybe even, like I said, maybe it's more than a tenth of a point than I was before that game. You've been anti-Tebow. What's your take?
Well, I agree because everything you said there. He is becoming a better quarterback. They're still not built to be a margin club, and as a situation,
a margin club is to cover big numbers. You mean? Okay.
And that's
but here we got 3. But the teaser, okay.
Right. And if you remember, the last 2 weeks we said tease them. I took them against Chicago, and I took Chicago against them, and I said tease Chicago up, tremendous value. Last week I had teases galore with New England in them last week, and again I'm going to be teasing Buffalo here. The other reason for it is a handicapping standpoint. This is a must-win game for Denver, for one, so you're getting an inflated number because of the must-win situation. 2, you're getting Denver coming off a big ball game. You know that I like to go against teams that play a statement-type game. I mean, that was the game. If Denver wins last week, that bandwagon that is filled to capacity with Tebow people, the wheels would have come off it with the other people jumping on board.
So let's talk about that, because what interests us is the betting market, not the talk radio temperature. I think, and this isn't a religious statement, but I think that the correlation between Tebow fans and bettors is probably inversely correlated. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's less than average, let's call it that. I think I'm going to question your premise that there's a premium on this game. I think what's happened is, and it's that phenomenon we've talked about, is when someone has a belief. Now, you're a professional prognosticator. You're able to get out of your biases. You might have personal opinion. You're saying, I think Tebow's better or least as good. Tebow's better, team's at least as good as I thought after a loss. Now, the average guy, because see, I told you, finally they played someone good and we saw they were exposed. You're not falling into that trap, but a lot of people are. And to me, I think this sense of that Tebow haters are saying, oh, finally he was exposed. And I think in truth, you're more accurate in saying at least as good as we thought. So to me, I think the betting public in general, I don't look at this line as potentially out of whack right now. If anything, I think now's the perfect time to play on Denver because they're less susceptible to a letdown because of the emotion around Tebow. And number two, I think there's been an overreaction to the Patriots winning that game.
I hear what you're saying. Personally, if you would ask me before we started the video what I would have put the number at, I would have put Denver at 1.5 tops. I think you're getting that extra point and a half just based on the must-win situation because everybody does know that.
Yeah.
They talk ad nauseum about, okay, here's the playoff scenarios. And there is still Tebow mania there. The people that are saying, like you said, I told you so, they already were on the opposite side of the fence. So they're not really affecting things. They're just trying to prove themselves right. I'm, a big enough guy to say, Tebow's better. Yeah, there you go. All right, boy, I walked right into that one. I'm surprised I didn't hear Brian chime out from the, from the green room over there. But the situation being, I'll admit, Tebow is not the same quarterback today that he was 4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. There's no question. He is maturing. And I think the one person in all of this that's not getting enough credit is John Fox.
I thought it was Josh McDaniels. I'm serious. At what point are you going to say this guy was right? He got fired. You can make the case he was fired partially because of the Tebow pick.
I can agree with that, but let's go to what we have. He's gone. John Fox has a quarterback he doesn't want. I mean, he clearly stated that at the beginning whenever this all started. But he's adapted. He swallowed his pride, adapted the team, and came up with a game plan to suit go back to Bill Parcells. He didn't buy the groceries, but he took the groceries that were in the refrigerator and he's made dinner with it, and they're winning. So he's got to get credit to be a big enough man to change his entire offensive scheme in mid-season.
All right, so we got your projection. You're leaning Buffalo. You especially like the tees. Any closing thoughts?
It'll be interesting to see if this team makes the playoffs. I would love to see what happens. I can tell you the NFL wants to see them make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it was the biggest rated game since 2007, if I recall.
So if you subscribe to this, conspiracy theorist, then I'm on the wrong side.
All right, guys, it's your turn to continue the conversation. What we do is we put every video we do each week into a super thread in the forums. You can go there directly, pregamevideos.com, visit the super thread. You'll see all the participants' notes they had for the games that they analyzed, and they're open to answer any questions you may have. Talk to you there.